समझ नहीं आ रहा अपने सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट का क्या करूं।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एसआईपी का टॉप अप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
क्या? समझ में नहीं आया।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स का एसआईपी टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
अब समझा।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
Just as he returned from Tianjin on September 1, Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrote a tweet expressing grief and solidarity over the earthquake in Afghanistan. Almost on cue, he got a response in a tweet from Giani Singh, former head priest of the Akal Takht and Takht Shri Damdama Sahib Gurdwara. He, Giani Singh, sees himself as a leadership claimant in Sikh religious politics, so dangerously broken now by the divides in the Shiromani Akali Dal. In this perilous politico-religious vacuum, Gyani ji, as the head of the new Shiromani Akali Dal, sees a chance for himself. He objects to it being described as a breakaway faction. He'd rather insist that Sukhbir Singh Badal's Akali Dal has broken away. Further, the third force in Sikh politics is Amritpal Singh's Shiromani Akali Dal, Waris Punjab De or WPD. Dangerous forces, especially the ISI of Pakistan, are exploiting this. For now, however, go to Gyaniji's timing. See them on your screen. He tweets often, at length, and almost always in Punjabi or Gurmukhi. Now, his timeline is filled with visuals of the flood havoc in Punjab. Opposition to Delhi or New Delhi is central to Sikh religious politics, and Gyani ji was quick to latch on to the Prime Minister's tweet on Afghanistan and wrote in English for once. And I quote from his tweet, Mr. Prime Minister, he wrote, "It is good that you expressed sympathy for Afghanistan, but Punjab is also a part of this country where nearly 1,500 villages and 3 lakh people have been badly affected since August 17. Your lack of attention towards Punjab is extremely painful." See this tweet on your screens. He followed this up with a 3-page letter to the Prime Minister and posted it on his X handle. That also you will see on your screen. Now we know that the Prime Minister spoke to Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann immediately on his return and promised all support. Union Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan is in flood-affected areas, mostly on his feet, often in knee-deep water, not just on helicopters, checking out uprooted shoots, even trying to or showing how to replant the odd one. For the drowning Punjabis, however, this is very little consolation. In their toughest time in decades, since 1988, in their toughest time in decades, they would have expected the Prime Minister in their state, even one from the Bharatiya Janata Party, which the Sikhs mostly do not vote for. Even a Prime Minister from Bharatiya Janata Party, they would have expected in their state. If the Prime Minister is like the father, elder brother, or the head of the family of all Indians, why is he not here? That's the voice I hear. Are we Punjabis, especially the Sikhs, not members of the family? If he has the time to visit Bihar for election campaigning, why not a short visit to next door Punjab? In the big picture, this is already fueling alienation simmering since the movement against the 3 farm laws. For the Sikh community, this confirms its chronic suspicion of Delhi. It's tragic that while we've used the out of sight, out of mind metaphor so far on how the capital sees the Northeast, it also applies increasingly lately to a state so geographically close, so politically fragile, and so strategically vital. Or the Prime Minister would have been here in Punjab first thing on his return. From our understanding of a party as sharp and alert and astute as the BJP, there can be 2 explanations. One is simply that the party and the Prime Minister are sullen and angry with the state and the Sikh community because it was primarily they who laid siege to Delhi over the farm laws and forced that withdrawal. The separatist campaign run by overseas Sikhs adds to this pain. The fact, however, is that the first also was a political failure of communication and credibility on the part of the central and state governments. It was the Congress government in the state then. In that wide open political space, sundry farm leaders moved in from all three sides. All three sides. What are these three? Ideological left, religious right, and no stakes anarchists. This left an angry, bitter taste with the center. We'd only hope that this formulation on our part is erroneous, we are wrong. We explore, therefore, the second possibility. The BJP has an all conquering mindset. They want to win every state where they haven't counted so far. Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Kerala, and West Bengal, as we know, has been their obsession for some time. Assam, Tripura, and Manipur. They were against all odds after decades of work by dedicated pracharaks of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. So why not Punjab? That might be their thinking and it's legitimate. Punjab's alienation foxes them. What's the difference between Hindus and Sikhs, they will think. The only time they've come to share power in Punjab, however, has been with junior partners with Shiromani Akali Dal, and that was an alliance that Atal Bihari Vajpayee made in 1990s. In fact, soon after the BJP as junior partner to Akali Dal, then under Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal set up a government. Bhindranwale posters appeared in and around the Golden Temple. Lots of radical slogans were shouted. There were small processions, and we at the Indian Express were taking a very dim view of it and writing very strongly about this. It was around that time that Mr. Vajpayee had me summoned to his home, and he had Madanlal Khurana, late Madanlal Khurana, and Jaswant Singh sitting with him. And then he said, "Why are you making all this noise? Can you please stop it?" I said, "But this is terrible. They are bringing back all old history. This is provoking people, etc., etc. You will be in trouble. How can the BJP party to this?" So Mr. Bajpayee gave me a short lecture. He said, "Look, what's the biggest problem in Punjab? The biggest problem is that the Hindus and the Sikhs have lost trust in each other. They've become hostile to each other. Even if not hostile, there is a lack of trust. So, if the premier Sikh party and the premier Hindu party come together in a coalition, isn't that a very good approach to resolving that distrust?" I took the point. I said, "But then why aren't you stopping this kind of provocation? Because this can get worse and go out of control." And he smiled and looked at Madanlal Khurana and he said, "What is Khurana ji there for?" It was Madanlal Khurana's job to keep this relationship together and also to smoothen some of these creases. This is a conversation that I've quoted then in the late 90s and a couple of times again later. So I've repeated it and I'm repeating it again now because Arun Shori taught us a long time back never to underestimate the power of repetition because new generations of readers, viewers, watchers come and also people tend to forget. So some important things need to be repeated, which is why I am doing this now. This BJP leadership, however, chose to break that compact and go it alone in Punjab. The fact is, it bought it no seat, but its vote percentage trebled three times from 2022 elections 6.6 to 18.56% in 2024 Lok Sabha, while its former senior partner Akali Dal fell to 13.2% with Congress and AAP at 26% each. The BJP is a relentless bullfighting army and its commanders might think that if the Sikh vote is divided three ways between Shiromani Akali Dal, Congress and the radicals, Amritpal Singh's radicals, and Hindus consolidate, it can win power by itself. Winning through Hindu-Muslim polarization, especially where Muslims are in a minority across the country, is very different from Punjab, where Sikhs are the majority. Even in the last Lok Sabha elections, the Akalis did so poorly because exactly half their vote, about 13%, was taken by the radicals. So 26% became about 13%. Like it or not, Punjab now has a problem with the rising popularity of radicals as disenchantment with the Akalis increases and the BJP is seen to be polarizing. The separatists are playing in this space, as are the Pakistanis. There is a plethora of new YouTube channels and social media handles running really subtle propaganda, broadly suggesting that the Muslims and Sikhs, as fellow monotheists and Punjabis, have no real problem between them. The trouble is caused by the Hindus, and therefore, the Sikhs need to think differently. This propaganda, this propaganda also uses the ploy of Punjabiyat, of the common culture, language, music, and cultural bonds across the borders. So Bulle Shah is invoked all the time. I have watched many of these, including some quite popular podcasts run by Sikhs from Canada and the United Kingdom talking politics again in a super subtle manner. I just watched a 66-minute show from Canada where the anchor speaks to a Pakistani Air Force veteran and hagiographer on Operation Sindoor. It's very sophisticated with much compliment to Indian Air Force. Every 3-4 minutes, it's a very professional Air Force, etc. But the message is how much better the smaller, niftier Pakistan Air Force did. In Punjab, a lot of this stuff is being watched. In their own twisted view, ISPR and ISI see the Sikhs and Punjab, Indian Punjab, as a low hanging fruit. A nation that doesn't learn from its own history pays severely for it. A little over 60 years ago, Mizoram, then Lushai Hill districts in Assam, was hit by bamboo flowering rat famine. This happens because of bamboo flowers. Bamboo flowers are filled with alkaloid. The rats ate it and became super fertile. Soon they had eaten up all the grain stores and people were starving. As the state government floundered and the center was too far, Laldinga, just demobbed by the army after troubles in his battalion, arrived and set up the Mizo National Famine Front, MNFF. This became the Mizo National Front, the separatist Mizo National Front, by early 1966 and ran a withering insurgency backed by China and Pakistan for decades. India cannot make the same mistake twice, and this time in Punjab. A calamity is, in fact, also a great opportunity for the center and the Prime Minister and his party to be with Punjab. Politically, for the BJP, it's an opportunity to build a compact with the state they've never had. For India, it's a responsibility to do all it can for a state and a people without whose affection and contribution the republic cannot be imagined.